Okay. And then we're going to do a meditation at the end. So, all
I
right.
might have to leave at 1:30 if we're not leaving. I mean, we're not cutting off at 1:30, but
I'm sorry, Jeanette. I forgot my hearing aids today. Could you repeat that?
Oh, I was saying that I might have to leave at 1:30 if we're not stopping at Hearts at 1:30. I will repeat that. Okay.
Okay, yeah. And we'll just send you the recording and the slides anyway. So, all right. So you want to talk briefly about this, Stella?
Sure. So July healing space. Everything good, everything magical happens between the months of June and August, hence July. That's Jenny Han. So July is named in honor of Julius Caesar, which I think I already knew that, to be honest. It is associated with the element of fire and the sun. It is about warmth, vitality, a time of personal growth and transformation. It encourages us to connect with our inner passion and our creativity, and also with our life force. It is a period of fruition and manifestation of the hard work that we've already put in. You know, it kind of reminds me of all the things that's growing in my garden now that is manifesting, and and I'm able to pick it. So for all the work that I put in earlier, planting the seeds and watering and all of that kind of stuff. So now I'm getting zucchini and a few tomatoes, and strawberries are still out there for some reason. So that's where we're at right now in July. Is a time of celebration of independence and freedom, 4th of July. And it is also about abundance, prosperity, and celebration.
I don't feel all that right now.
No, I honestly don't either. I don't know if it's just too hot or I'm just too busy.
Yeah, yeah. I think everybody's in the same boat right now. All right, so let's see if we can figure out why. I saw some of you put on the Seekers page your choices already, but take a second here and really think about which image keeps drawing your eye. And you can put it in the chat, or you can just say it since there's just a few of us here.
Well, I chose the horse.
Okay.
I chose the lotus.
Yeah.
I chose the grapefruits for some reason.
Interesting.
The Ruby is telling me the hand yeah. And that is kind of like hitting me right now.
I know when I was looking at that one, the temptation to make the meaning say, if you want it, then you got to put a ring on it. But I didn't. I didn't.
It's kind of like, a self-awareness. It felt like to me like a self-awareness, self-discovery of love and respect.
Yeah. All right, so nobody picked the fireworks. And online, I saw one person pick the sunflower. So let's go ahead and see what we have here. So the fireworks. Arguing and passion are two different things. Make sure you aren't just creating drama for the sake of excitement. I think that's really important, actually, because in the summer you do have all this heat and this, you want it to be exciting, but you just might be pissed off. So, so the horse for Miss Leslie. You are strong and able to carry lots of weight, but that doesn't mean you have to. Choose your load carefully. Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense.
Good. All right, Ms. Della, you had the lily, which is what I thought too. Stop fighting the process and embrace the adage, no mud, no lotus. What are you missing? So the ruby for Jeanette. If you aren't feeling it, walk away. If you are, passion is everything. Put some excitement into your endeavors. that make sense? Yep. All right, Barb, the grapefruit. Too much sweetness can be annoying. Speak your mind instead of biting your bitter tongue.
I like that.
Yeah.
Speak my mind.
I used to be one of my things that I would say about somebody that, the sweetness annoys the heck out of me.
Yep,
Yeah.
I get it.
So, all right. And the sunflower, turn your face to the sun and enjoy the fruits of your labor. You deserve it. I think that was Rachel that asked for that one.
Mhm.
So here we go, Della.
All right. So July is also about expressing gratitude and indulging in summer pleasures, like boating or going to Palm Springs. It's a time to embrace the joy and playfulness of the season. It is a symbol of the enduring human spirit and striving for justice and peace. Yeah, I think that enduring human spirit is about all the heat we are having to deal with.
Right.
Our spirit animal is the horse. The flower is the water lily. The moons, the buck moon is the traditional, and the holly moon is the Celtic. Our color is red. Our gemstone is the ruby. Most of some of those we saw in our pictures over there. And the angel of the month is Uriel. That is they are the angel of fire.
Right. I thought it was interesting because every month Della, she'll put, oh, well, this is the moon, and she'll say, this is the Celtic moon, and the information I have is different. So this was the first time we actually lined up. So yay. So the spirit animal for July, the horse, which Leslie is really communing with right now. It's all about freedom. It's about independence and endurance and confidence. So there must be something going on with you, Leslie, that the horse is really talking to you right now. It's been interesting how many of these months where Della has allowed the spirit animal to come to her, and then all of a sudden we start to see them everywhere. So I don't know if it's just because we notice it or not, but like last month, the dragonflies were everywhere. Horses are all about good luck also. And if you have a white horse, if you guys know, have heard of white buffalo calf woman, white calf buffalo, white, you know what I'm saying. White is always a sacred color in animals. So if you see a white horse this month, that means something's coming to you. I hope it's not an end of time savior. So red.
Red. Our color this month is red, and it symbolizes power, love, vigor, passion, and beauty. It's associated with energy. If you just think about the color red, it automatically kind of, brings about a different kind of energy than most other colors. It's stimulating. It's about action, vitality, and invokes confidence. It is emotionally intense, and it is connected to aggression. It demands attention and provokes strong emotion like no other color. Symbolic of fire and heat. It is connected with the first chakra, the base chakra, the root chakra. And I also found this, which was very interesting, that it is the first color that babies see. And it is an appetite stimulant.
I thought it was interesting about the color too, because, they say for babies that you want to give them contrast. So like a lot of the stuff when they're little is black and white, but I have noticed with Henry, my grandson, that if I'm wearing red, like he can't keep his eyes off of me. So I think and red is one of my favorite colors. So and when I read that, I thought, oh, there you go. I'm just trying to steal his attention. So the ruby, just briefly, what about this ruby, Della?
So this ruby, it is known as the king of precious stones. It comes from the word ruber, which means red hue, which makes sense. It's considered to be a passionate stone with lots of energy, just like the color red. It symbolizes passion, protection, and wealth. It's believed to promote loving, nurturing health and knowledge and wealth. It is also associated with improved energy, concentration, creativity, honor, and passion. It represents love and commitment. And in early cultures, they thought that rubies held the power of life. Medieval Europeans wore rubies to guarantee their health, their wealth, for their wisdom and their success. And in the Hindu tradition, rubies were worn and used for protection.
We have raw rubies at the, well, we had raw rubies at the studio. I still own some raw rubies, but they look very, very different than the ones that you'll see that are polished. And you can find them if you go to upstate New York, you can find them just everywhere. Oh, no, wait, I'm lying. That's garnet. Back that up and erase that.
Okay.
Never mind. Okay, bye.
That's January. So that was from January.
Right. I know that was in my head. So this Celtic moon, the holly moon, which I was really surprised that it was the holly moon, because I always associate holly with Christmas.
Me too.
But holly is ruled by Mars, the planet Mars, you know, the god of war, who also is the ruler of Aries, fire. So that when I found that out, I thought, well, that makes sense. This is all about trying to restore direction in your life, to rebalance and align energy. The other thing that I found interesting is my son-in-law was complaining about, if you can imagine that, he was complaining that the builder of his new house put a holly outside the driveway. And I thought, well, who would complain about that? I mean, I think hollies are really pretty, and you know, I'm always looking for hollies. Well, it turns out that the holly is a protective bush or plant. And so many homes in England would have a holly on the outside because it prevents you from being struck by lightning. And so I was curious, like, because I know there used to be a huge holly outside the CE building where our studio used to be on church grounds, and they removed the holly. And we were really upset. Barry and I were really upset. And coincidentally, they were struck by lightning that very same year. Like, no lie, this huge tree out back of the CE building got struck by lightning and came down. And I mean, it was a mess. It took out about 3 other trees. So if you don't have a holly outside and you're worried about lightning, you might want to just go plant one. Holly also represents money. And so on the full moon, July 21st, you want to have paper money. So doesn't matter, ones to hundreds, whatever you have. And you're going to hold it up to the moon. And you're going to say, Lady bright, harvest abundant dreams tonight. 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, prosperity return to me. And then you give that money away. You give it to charity. And then you're going to get 3 times the amount of that money back to you. So let me know if that works for you.
You know, I like how everything kind of merges together, because like even with like the Celtic moon, the things that it's about matches up with the ruby and the color of the month.
Yeah. I think it for me, when I was doing the Way to Wellness program, I would do a whole profile. I know a lot of you got it done, where you lined up astrologically, Ayurvedically, and numerology. And it was stunning to me how much it all lined up in just perfect little rows. It was very cool.
Mm-hmm.
So let me know if you guys do that with the money. I mean, you can do it with $1, you'll get $3 back. I mean, that's okay. So here's your aromatherapy blend.
All right. So here are our blends for the month. So for the month of July, we have Sun After the Rain, and that is eucalyptus, grapefruit, peppermint, and cypress. You know, and it's very interesting this month with these blends. Because this first one, the Sun After the Rain, when you kind of mix those together, I'm not going to say it smells like sun after the rain, but if you think about how that feels, that's what this blend kind of elicits in you, like what it feels like if you're like outside after it rains and the sun comes back out.
Interesting.
Okay, the next one. Yeah. It's just a feeling. I can't, like I said, it's not, the scent doesn't smell like it, but for me, it evoked that feeling. So the next one is the 4th of July, and that is lime, lemon, lavender, and rosemary. And that's, very, dare I say it, a little explosive. Not in the sense of how it is for the 4th of July, but just those scents together, and I think I've done lemon, lime, lavender, and something else before, but when you throw in that rosemary, it gives it to me a really summery kind of feel. And the last one, which I know won't be most people's favorite, but it is mine because I love flowers, is jasmine, ylang ylang, rose, and lavender. And all of those are. So that's the walk through the garden. And those are all floral scents. So if you like floral, that's a really good one.
That has to be really like,
Yeah, I mean, it is.
the one you had last month, I can't quite remember. It was lemon. Oh, darn it. It was 3 things that I never thought I would put together. I used that all month long. That for me, it just cleared the air everywhere. I can't remember. You have to go back to
I
June.
can't. I'd have to go look at it too. Yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, those of you that get this recording every single month, you can go back to all the way back to when we started it on YouTube and keep watching, the meditations or going back to a blend that you really liked. It doesn't have to be just in this month. So we've got Uriel, who is interesting. Uriel, I don't know, probably Barb remembers, maybe Leslie. Years ago in Seekers, we did where we each picked an angel. And we did like kind of our own little study of this angel, and then we reported it to each other. And mine was Uriel. And Uriel is, to me, one of those angels that it does not matter how much I study. When I go to think about what Uriel is, I forget. Like I cannot retain it. And I don't know why. I can tell you everything about Michael and Gabriel and Raphael, but Uriel is like so, and I think it's because it's such a contradiction. So they call Uriel the angel of flames, and he is actually called a he. Remember last month we were talking about most angels have both genders, but he is called a he. And I've heard that Uriel is the brother of Lucifer. And Uriel is the kind of guardian of hell. He's the one that stands at the gates. He's an earth angel, which is interesting because you would think he is a fire angel because he's the angel of flames, but he holds the flames, but he controls the earth. He also is the patron of astrology. So he's linked with electricity for some reason. So they say if you call upon him, you might start to have electrical appliances malfunctioning, fuses blowing, and lights just mysteriously going out when he hears your call. So I think that's interesting because stuff like that happens to me a lot. Does that happen to anybody else or just my weird self? No. So if you were to call on Uriel, you would want to do it on a Saturday. You would want to have a green or brown candle if you could. Chrysocolla and quartz are really good. Earthy scents like cedarwood, patchouli, vetiver. You want to have a lit lamp at your altar, and you want to make sure all your electrical appliances are turned off. And I mean, you can leave them on to just see if I'm wrong, but I personally would just go ahead and turn them off. He is he's one of the archangels. There's only 4 of them. And so very, very powerful. He's the angel who stood at the gates of Eden with a flaming sword, making Adam and Eve get out of it. And he's the one that warned Noah of the impending flood. So he's a really good angel to call upon, but make sure you protect yourself. if you really wanted to kind of go with the whole Uriel vibe, his feast day is July 28th. And so you could build your, I don't know if that's a Saturday or not, but you could build your altar and have all of that and call upon him. He's going to bring you peace and salvation. He's called the light of God. So if you feel like you really need, you're tired and you're bored and you're still holding on to crap that you can't let go of, he's the one you're going to call upon, July 28th. Let me know how that works out for you. I might be
It's a
calling him
Sunday.
too. It's a Sunday? Okay, well, it'll be all right. We're all Reiki healers. We can backdate it. It'll be
That's
fine.
right.
Make it a Saturday. All right, here's your mudras.
All right, our mudras. So we have the prana mudra. That is the life force mudra. And so you bring your thumb, your ring finger, and your pinky of each hand to touch. And you extend the index and middle fingers out. And with both of these, you can either rest them on your knees or on your thighs. So of course, this is all about bringing in the life force. And our second one is the Kubera mudra, and that is the prosperity mudra. And it's similar, but you bring your thumb with your pinky and ring finger to your palm, and then your middle and index fingers, your pointer and your middle finger to come together with your thumb. And again, it can rest on your knees or your thighs. So, when we're doing our meditation, or if you're ever meditating, on your own, just try these out and see how they work for you.
Yeah, well, after you hold your money up to the moonlight, you could do the prosperity one and just kind of make it even stronger. All right. So
All right. So
here.
For this month, we're going to get creative, try something new and something different. So these are just some ideas, things to kind of get you going, but just think of this month of doing something to be creative and do something that you haven't done before. So for example, create a new playlist, something that you don't normally listen to, like maybe jazz, classical, or indie. How about a new reading list? Try something that you don't normally read. If you normally read, try reading a mystery. If you normally read fiction, try nonfiction, historical or science fiction. Try new foods or a new drink. Try using, ingredients that you may have growing in your garden or that you can get at a fresh market. Tomatoes, cucumbers, squash, the herbs, mint, rosemary, and basil. And also a new drink. Coconut water, using fresh fruits from the summer, watermelon, peaches, berries, and try mixing them with these herbs, the mint, the rosemary, and basil. I actually did a strawberry basil, you'd be surprised. And it was actually good. I did a smoothie and it was good. And of course, watermelon always goes with it very well. But yeah, so just try something different for self-care this month.
There's a lot of bars down here that have strawberry basil drinks. Not that I would know anything about that.
Of course not. Of course not.
Of course not. All right. So we're going to go into our meditation. And as part of the meditation, Della will bring these affirmations in. So take a moment to get yourself comfortable. You might want to, if you're not muted, go ahead and mute yourself. Put your feet up, kick back, and let yourself relax for a little bit here. And I'm going to mute myself and let you have at it, Della.
All right. So today we're going to do a little bit different meditation. We're going to do one called the Beach Ball Adventure meditation. And it's not very, very long, but one thing about it is that we do take a lot of time in between. So we have a lot of pauses so that you can reflect on what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and things like that. So just take a few minutes, get comfortable. Like Linda said, prop your feet up if you want to, lay down. If you're chilly, you can get a blanket. But when everyone's ready, we will get started. All right. So just take a moment, close your eyes if you want to, and just notice how you're feeling. And I want you to draw in a breath that opens and enlivens you, a breath to welcome this beautiful new day. And just sit for a moment with this feeling. Now draw in another breath. And as you do, feel joy and a sense of playfulness rise up in you. And feel a smile forming on your face. And just notice these feelings of joy and playfulness. Now open yourself to the beauty of imagination. Take a breath and visualize a beach on a stunning summer day. Feel the cool breeze. Now using your imagination, scan the beach. And as you do, notice that you have a shape, a rounded shape. You are a brightly colored beach ball. Now see yourself rise high in the air after a child tosses you toward the clouds. The clouds are beautiful against the turquoise sky. Now imagine, just as you're about to land, a strong breeze blows and sends you skipping up and down over the shoreline. After a few moments, the breeze lifts you high into the air. You can see everything. As the breeze begins to soften, you float down, only instead of landing on the sand, you land in the waves. The waves gently rock you to and fro. The waves start to carry you out into the deep blue sea. Now, draw in a deep breath and allow yourself to enjoy floating in the water. No worries, no cares. Just relax, floating on. You notice the seabirds that fly by, wondering what you are. You notice the fish that swim around you, occasionally nudging you with their snout out of curiosity. You see the dolphins that bump you with their noses in loving play. It feels absolutely wonderful, absolutely freeing. And as you float with the current out further and further to the sea, there is no fear, no sense of being lost, and no worry. Instead, you gaze at the blue water before you. There is a sense that your adventure is just beginning. And while you're floating, just take a moment to hear these affirmations and maybe focus on one or two while you're relaxing and floating in the deep blue sea. I accept myself as a beautiful work in progress. Every day, I am becoming more creative and inspired. I am a creative spirit. I move through life with grace and appreciation. I follow my intuition and allow myself to flow with life. My life is filled with a reason to smile every day. I am pursuing what my heart wants this summer. As you imagine yourself being this beach ball floating on the deep blue sea, again, remember, your adventure is just beginning. Enjoy this adventure, wherever it may take you. Namaste.
Thank you, Della. It wasn't hard to
You're welcome.
imagine the beach.
For some of us.
It's not a crystal clear day though, so.
Mm.
So ladies, we will send you the slides because I know we just kind of breezed by them. And we'll send you the link to the recording. And next month, we will have our you know what together, and we'll have it ready like at the beginning of the month. So thanks for bearing with us. I do have Spirit Space, the where we do the tarot readings. We are going to do that. I would love to tell you the date, but I can't. But there'll be a newsletter coming out this week that'll have the dates of that and things moving forward. We are going to have a Seekers in person in August. So just stay tuned. We're getting it all together there. So thanks for coming, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Della. Thanks for
Yeah,
putting
thank
up.
you.
It was great seeing everybody.
It's good to see
Yes,
you
good to see you
too.
too.
Yeah. So have fun.
All right.
All righty.
Bye-bye.
Bye.